The story starts here, in the heart of the city.
We continue to follow the ongoing developments.
The student group is the first to take on such a project.
Everyone is waiting for a vote on the bill.
The team is winning at a record-breaking pace.
It's an issue for residents here and around Boston.
The story is coming up on Suffolk U News.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Suffolk U News, the weekly news program brought to you by the Department of Communication and Journalism at Suffolk University. I'm Yvette Hernandez from Denver, Colorado. We're happy to be coming to you from our studio in downtown Boston, courtesy of your cable company and on the internet. As snow continues to pile up in and around Boston, the piles of problems build as well. One of our snowstorms hit this year on Valentine's Day, which led Governor Charlie Baker to declare last week Valentine's Week in hopes of promoting local businesses. Joining us now live here in the studio with more on the governor's call to help business beat the snow is Suffolk U News reporter Vanessa Bine. Vanessa, how did the governor's initiative turn out?
Governor Baker definitely had the right idea, but not all businesses got the boost that they wanted. The snow falls, it stops, it falls again, but is not in doubt, winter is not over. With a consistent snowy mess and bitter cold temperatures, restaurants and shops are still getting hit by winter's harsh touch. A sound restaurants and shops have not heard enough of this winter. Snow-filled streets, open tables, and empty stores equals a 28% decrease in sales to Boston's gourmet food industry.
Usually picks up more in February, and it hasn't, so it's been kind of tough to deal with.
It's not just the snow falling that's causing a drop in sales, it's the snow piles that's keeping customers from finding a parking spot to enjoy dinner and dessert.
Someone would be outside, like I said, their husbands would be outside looking for parking, and they'd say, we just can't find anything, we'd have to cancel the reservation, or they would just get up and leave.
Yet the snow isn't keeping visitors from coming into the city. The frustration of finding that perfect parking spot at the right price is making them leave.
Small businesses must be suffering because there's no place to park at all. So we just happened to find a spot, but otherwise we almost left because it wasn't worth it.
While Governor Baker hoped Valentine's Week would increase local business, restaurants and their staff are getting hit hard by an estimated $150 million loss in sales.
We usually work 7 nights a week here, so maybe like 5 of the 7 days I go home early because it's just been, it's been tough for rent too.
Even with snow specials and tempting sweet treats, meal tax is down by $37 million. But some businesses still have hope, offering locals with a free taste of something we all love.
I think because of the blizzard, everyone's been a little cooped up, got some cabin fever, so wine and chocolate, if anything, it'll get people out.
In a continued effort to boost local business sales, Mayor Marty Walsh has created this Boston bingo game that encourages residents to go get a haircut or grab a burger. Completed bingo cards will be entered into a raffle to win prizes like Bruins tickets and even coffee with Mayor Walsh. Hey Bear, there's even a tag that says treat yourself to a mani-pedi, so I think I'm definitely going to be doing that. What about you?
I think I'll pass on that, but a burger sounds nice. Thank you, Vanessa.
Yep.
Residents can find the bingo cards online. Just search Boston Blizzard Bingo Card. Print it, complete it, and drop it off in room 603 in Boston City Hall. A raffle will then determine the grand winners. Snow figuring in on this story too. With the 119th Boston Marathon just 2 months away, runners are facing a new challenge. Suffolk U News reporter Ashley Cullinane explains how runners are keeping a positive attitude while battling negative temperatures.
Bitter cold and slippery streets. Just another New England morning.
It's been a total pain.
As Greater Boston digs out, those training for the 2015 Boston Marathon tread carefully through snow and slush, rerouting their runs, hoping to get a leg up on the competition.
My feet are really wet and cold, and I'm going slow, so I'm not really worried about pace too much, just worrying about not falling.
They're also worried about the snow falling. It's taken a serious toll on first-time marathoner Laura Sexton.
This is worse than the marathon. Running 12 miles in 0-degree weather with snow on the ground is worse than running 26.2 on warm weather.
City Sports in Boston combats these winter blues, selling specialized gear and organizing group runs.
If it's really nasty out and it's 5 o'clock in the morning, you're way more likely to go for a run if you got to meet up with 10 people than if you're by yourself.
With safety as number one, it's sidewalk support that has the second biggest role on the roads.
Have a good one. You hear everyone run by and they're like, oh my God, thank you. Because they need Gatorade, they need water, but I think it's nice for them to know that people are out there while they're running.
With the 26.2 2 months away, there's just one message about this month's blizzard battle.
Whatever, we're New Englanders, we're tough, we're used to this. And we're marathoners, which makes us even tougher.
Tough as can be, marathoners say they don't need a reason, they just need a road. Ashley Cullinane, Suffolk U News.
35,000 people are expected to run on Monday, April 20th. Our Suffolk U News reporters plan to cover the race from the start in Hopkinton to the finish line on Boylston Street. MBTA riders can raise their voices on grabbing a late-night ride starting next month. T officials want to hear public opinion before deciding whether or not to continue the extended weekend hours. The first public meeting will be held on March 2nd in District Hall on Northern Avenue in the Seaport District. It starts at 6 o'clock. The second meeting will be held on March 4th in the State Transportation Building at 10 Park Plaza downtown. The meeting starts at 5:30. The late-night tea decision will be made in April. The finishing touches are not yet on our university's new academic building, but some of the names are. As work continues at 20 Somerset Street, word is out that the new dining hall inside will be named for a pair of brothers, both alumni of Suffolk. The Michael and Larry Smith Dining Hall will open and operate this fall in the new 10-story classroom and science lab building. The Smith brothers donated $1.1 million to Suffolk that will also be used to support scholarships. The first of 3 finalists to be Dean of the Suffolk University College of Arts and Sciences has made his interview trip to campus. Dr. Patrice Rankine is currently a dean at Hope College in Michigan. Rankine holds the PhD from Yale University, where he studied classical literature. The as of yet unnamed other 2 finalists are coming to campus this week and next. Suffolk is also currently looking for a new dean of the law school. As a new dean comes in, so do new ideas of diversity at Suffolk University. Events on campus are attempting to bridge culture gaps. More on a changing Black History Month as Suffolk U News continues. Stay tuned.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
As our nation's history changes, so does the meaning of one of its longest-standing national celebrations. Black History Month is a time when African American culture is honored, and as Suffolk U News reporter Davison Perez reports, the month is taking on a new, diverse face.
For me, I see that Black History Month shows Black excellence and shows how many African Americans out there are truly being successful.
Black excellence and culture are what is usually celebrated during the month of February. At Suffolk University, the Black Student Union have put together events as a way to promote inclusion amongst all groups, not just African Americans.
We're a very diverse organization, and I think people tend to forget that because of Black Student Union. But yeah, it's definitely very important for us. We definitely like diversity.
These platforms are used to inspire feelings of diversity among students. African Studies professor Lester Lee believes in a future where conscious people can rewrite our nation's history.
That there are people of conscience of all colors and shapes and sizes who are constantly working to make this a better world. That's the linear notion of history.
Director of Diversity Services Jacinda Felix Jarro believes young people have a responsibility to learn about African culture.
It's everyone's history. It affects all of us in some way, and we can learn from all of it. And there are pieces of all that intertwined within Black culture.
America's history is constantly changing, but the young minds here at Suffolk are embracing other cultures with the hope of unifying all of them as one. Davison Perez, Suffolk U News.
Next year will be the 40th anniversary of Black History Month. For many more years than that, a bit of Black history has stood here on Beacon Hill. The first school built specifically for African American children is located right in Suffolk University's backyard, now a museum on the Black Heritage Trail. Suffolk University alumnus and park ranger Sean Quigley says Suffolk and the Abiel Smith School have something in common.
I know Suffolk University does have some great organizations that you have students fighting for change. So in that sense, definitely you can, relate the two.
The museum hosts new exhibits frequently to keep their visitors coming back. Boston Public School students will learn of the city's Black history for the first time in the classroom. The new curriculum comes 4 decades after a U.S. judge ordered Boston to desegregate its schools, sparking a wave of violent protests. While schools have always included race relations and history courses, the lessons have largely focused on events in the South. Teachers will begin their revised lessons in September. A Boston-based organization called Team Impact connects children with local college teams. As Suffolk U News continues, we'll introduce you to Luke, the newest member of the Suffolk basketball team.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right into your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
Our partners at the Suffolk Journal will be releasing the latest edition of the newspaper this afternoon. Journalist Alexa Gaggis has led the story that explains how a student was forced to take down a picture on her Facebook page by Suffolk officials.
She was not only violated by the school, but she said that she felt violated as a person. She's like, freedom of expression is protected, and I was violated from that.
Make sure to pick up the Suffolk Journal in the library or in the entrance to one of the buildings on campus to find out what all the bug's about. There is a new member of the Suffolk men's basketball team. He signed his letter of intent last week and was on the bench for the Rams when they took on rival LaSalle College. He didn't get into game action, but Suffolk U News reporter Tyler Sullivan tells us how the impact of 7-year-old Luke has on and off the court.
The Suffolk University men's basketball team has added a new member to its squad, signing 7-year-old Luke Giafrida to be the newest hoop star on campus. What he may lack in age, height, and experience, he makes up for and then some with a big heart and love for the game of basketball.
He has been watching basketball since he was a little tiny baby with my husband on the couch and just always said he wanted to be on a team. And so when this opportunity came up, we were thrilled.
Luke suffers from cystic fibrosis, a rare and life-threatening disorder that damages the lungs and digestive system in his body, effectively preventing him from ever playing sports. However, through Team Impact, an organization that matches sick children with local college teams, Luke was able to connect with Suffolk University and find that team he's always wanted and sometimes needed to make even the darkest days a little more bright.
When he spends days at Children's Hospital in the CF clinic, he has something really positive to look forward to. He has all these guys to look up to, and as you can see right now, he's shooting around with them, and he is completely happy.
The Suffolk Rams basketball team doesn't just help out Luke. He gives them motivation to go out on the court with a little bit more incentive, knowing they are not just playing for themselves, but also their new teammate.
It's more than just a game. It's more than just trying to make the playoffs. It's more than being a team. It's playing for him. It's playing for someone. And you know, Luke's a great kid, so I'm glad that I'm playing for him.
Earlier in the day, Luke was getting treated at Children's Hospital, but told his mom and doctors he was on a tight schedule, saying, "My team was waiting for me at 5 o'clock." His team. Tyler Sullivan, Suffolk U News.
The Boston-based organization Team Impact has matched more than 600 children like Luke with schools all across the country. That does it for this edition of Suffolk U News. I'm Yvette Hernandez. Be sure to keep watching our newscast coming from you to the school with the heart in the heart of the city. Goodbye.